How's it going, everyone? It's Kenneth here on a Saturday morning, quickly heading down to the allotment just to take a look at a few bits and pieces, and I'll show you what we have done over the last few months since I haven't really made videos. Obviously with the exception of the greenhouse video, which if you don't follow me on Instagram you wouldn't know that the whole thing like almost basically blew over in a storm, or a few storms we had a few weeks after putting it up. But we came up with a solution to fix that, and I'll show you what we did when we get there. So basically what we've done on this second plot is just sort of divided up into a few different areas. So we've got somewhere to grow some melons. The variety we're growing this year is called Minnesota Midget from the Real Seed catalogue, and a place to do peas. That's all going to be along one long bed, and then we'll have space next to that same bed to plant other things, whatever it may be. We've got a section in the front where we've got 3 trees. I think we've got a cherry tree, a pear tree and an apple tree. And then we've planted bulbs and lavender and just things like that there, so that's not really going to be for vegetables as such. We've built a big composter, so hopefully, you know, in the next year or so that'll be full up and we'll be able to start, you know, using our own compost. And then also on the one side next to the greenhouse we've built a whole bunch of smaller beds, and that could be for, you know, whatever. We could just, you know, plant anything in there, but things that don't necessarily need that much space and can grow pretty quickly, so like radish and things like that. What we've done as well in that bed is put some strawberries that we dug up and just found on the plot randomly, some rosemary, some fennel and some bulbs, and then Lydia also planted some, I think it's currant plants, I don't know. But things like our onions and garlic are doing really well. They were all overwintered, so the garlic should be ready from I think June or July, so it won't be too long, and we probably have close to like 100 bulbs if it all goes well. Onions are starting to kind of thicken up really nicely, and I think those are also going to be ready around that same time. We've got, oh yeah, so with the greenhouse, that I was saying that sort of blew down and some of the panels were all over the site. We had to sort of drive around and look for them. So anyway, what we did was we drove some wooden stakes into the corners on the inside of the greenhouse, and then built like a little mini table all the way around it, so that's going to keep the structure rigid. And then with the panels, we put the standard clips in, and we went around and glued all of those clips in place, so those panels shouldn't blow out again. Part of the reason why we think it fell down was because because we have a plastic greenhouse, the sheets aren't very rigid, so with the wind and the storm that we had, they kind of just popped out basically. So, you know, hopefully that'll work, but it looks like it will, touch wood. In terms of everything else, we still have a fair amount of stuff to do, you know, just like small jobs that are a bit niggly. We need to fix this area over here. Basically we need to lay down some landscape fabric and then, you know, some wood chips or something like that. Although the wood chips are starting to get a bit sparse in our allotment now, so we might not have many soon. We've got a little front area over here that we're gonna sort of wood chip over again, or put some slabs down and use that for like a little car park area. We're gonna move the water butt somewhere else so we'll have enough space. And then the last section in the front over here, we're going to use those gates or fence posts that Lydia had at her house that they were taking down, and we're going to do like a little L-shaped corner with a little seating area, a bench and, you know, some potted stuff or whatever, just a nice little sitting area basically. And we might even get like an umbrella, something with shade, you know, because we don't really have much shade on our plots, should I say, because there's 2 of them. But yeah, we've done quite a lot of work on this side. I don't know, I'll link a video that shows what it looked like before we took it on, and, you know, you'll be able to see the sort of before and after of how it looked then and what it looks like now, so you can get an idea of everything we've basically done. So other than that, the last sort of big project we have to do is build a sort of pond wildlife / sitting relaxation area at the back corner behind the greenhouse. And I don't know if we're going to make this front area with the fence our main sitting area, or the back will be like a secondary sitting area, but yeah, it's just nice. We've got so much space, we've got so many beds that we don't, you know, we can start doing or creating little spaces that are a bit more for leisure rather than just growing. Other than that, we have a few beds to tidy up. We planted our first radish and spring onion and carrots in some of the long beds over there, but we also need to tidy up the beds where our purple sprouting broccoli were and some other bits and pieces, but we still have a few weeks before anything will really go out anyway. Any of the seedlings at least. So that's pretty much it for now. We're not coming down today. I just came down this morning quickly just to check a few things. Yesterday we planted or transplanted some tomato seedlings, and it was so hot in the polytunnel that they kind of all went all limp, but they looks like they're recovering now. To be honest, it's probably my fault for thinking we should transplant seedlings in the middle of the day when it was really, really hot. Anyway, plants are really resilient, so they're recovering well. We might come down tomorrow or Monday and do a bit more things, but we want to do that little front section of the pond. Those are the two big main projects, and that's about it really. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. I hope you have a good day and a good Easter weekend.